Hi everybody and welcome to the Money Man. Ollie, welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to see you. I've given Ollie 50,000 Rand to put into 8 different gambling houses, and you're going to be telling people what it's like from not placing one bet to hopefully becoming a bit of an apprentice under me. Protege. And see if we can turn you into a successful gambler. So you've placed 4 bets. 5 bets, 1 was cancelled.
Yeah.
Who have you been using predominantly?
So I've just placed on Sporting Bet so far. Enjoyed they've got a nice help system, kind of like how to place the bet. Helplines are there to call people and everything. And just looks nice as well, to be honest. It's not super convoluted with ads, not confusing. It's just odds are there, games are there, sports are there. It's pretty easy to sort of navigate the site, I think, which is maybe a difference to a few of the other ones, which kind of overwhelmingly all over the place.
Yeah.
So I think that's why I kind of started with them. And yeah, just a few conservative bets in the rugby, the soccer, and the Ashes. Lost on the tennis, but like you said, part of the process.
That would have been a bookie's dream.
Yeah.
Every favourite being knocked out of the US Open.
Yeah, no, unfortunate. Oh, and then also the soccer, Netherlands to beat Germany.
Yeah, that was a good call.
Yeah, I thought I'd throw caution into the...
Yeah, well, threw caution to the wind. Well, many gamblers do that, but I think the whole purpose of what we're doing is to educate people. Yeah. And rather than me, I don't have the time, with all due respect to anybody out there, to answer each and every question. But I think by bringing you into this sort of series, we teach you how to bet. You can ask me all the questions that everybody else are asking out there, and we can get through those things and create videos for people to understand handicapping, to understand cashing out. Yeah. So that I want you to eliminate. What we're going to do is we're going to evaluate the top 8 betting sites in the country on how it is to open an account, how to FICA it, what their response is like, and what their client service is like at that level.
Yeah, whether they give you your deposit bonus. That was a huge one over the weekend.
Yeah. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Will. I can imagine. So that's one criteria. The second criteria is the deposit bonus and incentives. Yeah. Which company offers the best? It seems they're all pretty good at offering it, but none of them would just automatically put it in when you deposit money. Yeah. So you've had to follow through on all those things. You're going to do 2 a week for us, and we're going to have 8, and then we're going to rank them and tell you who's the best, who's the worst.
Yeah, we're going to pick the top 3, I think, and then look to sort of
put all the money in there. Yeah. The third one is the use of the site, the user experience, and again the client liaison and how they deal with your questions that you may have. Because there's so many rules. It's like looking at one of those term sheets for a Google product or an Apple product. No one reads it, but it's pages and pages long of rules for every event.
You're just clicking agree.
And you get so many disappointed bettors in this country that don't understand those rules because unlike Apple never really applies those rules to you. Whereas these guys do when something goes wrong. And they have so many protection mechanisms. People think that they've bet on a draw, and if it rains for 4 days that they win the bet. No, it's got to be a certain minimum amount of overs. So there's a lot of rules in there too.
That's what happened with me.
So there's a lot of rules that are in there that the companies aren't very keen to take action on or show. I mean, the whole idea of a deposit bonus for me is you put your money in, you get a deposit bonus.
Straight away, it's like an incentive to start betting.
You shouldn't have to go and beg them for a deposit bonus. Sure. But we'll see who you have to beg the most at the end of these videos. And then the overall experience, depositing and withdrawing money is the 4th one. And we're going to rate these out of 100, and we're going to tell you who the best betting sites are in the country, and which are the best 3. But I'm glad you're doing it and not me, because then you can come in for all the flack.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing it too. It's exciting. It's an exciting prospect to see those kind of numbers go up. I mean, they haven't gone down yet, so it won't be as exciting. But
no, well, it's as much as a learning curve losing as it is winning.
For sure.
It's people that start off and do well relatively easy only get sucked into the game and think that it's really easy. And don't put in the work. But I'll teach you over the next little while ways to how to do that.
And I think sort of like you said as well, with people having different questions, I think the same questions will probably come to the fore for me while I'm kind of trying to navigate the different sites. So you talk about people like starting betting and having all these like random questions for you. You kind of realize that they're not that random. It's part of like figuring out the process. Certain specific questions will kind of arise, you know, so hopefully that'll also be able to cater back to people that have been asking those.
I think that, you know, hopefully we'll cover everything for people.
Yeah.
So there'll be no questions, but I'll encourage people to contact you and send you the questions. Because you'll be going through that same thing and may want the answers, and then we can kill two birds with one stone.
Awesome.
And let's just chat a little bit, because you're still a money boy.
Yeah, not quite there yet.
Not quite money lad yet. What's your views on the World Cup? As someone that's only placed his first bet.
Yeah.
And where would you look at spending some of that 50,000 rand I gave you?
On South Africa. has to be South Africa. I think there's an energy about this team that there just hasn't been. It wasn't even in 2011 when Peter de Villiers pretty much inherited, 2007's best, and there still wasn't that kind of energy going to New Zealand that the side could win it. 2015, the fact that we made it to the semis and actually gave New Zealand a bit of a run, no one really seemed to expect that, especially following Japanese loss. And up until like end of last year, there was just no excitement around the Springbok culture, but it just seems like everything's kind of aligning for this to be the year. So yeah, I've got a strong sense that it'll be South Africa, but it does seem to be the most competitive World Cup that there's been in recent years, in terms of all teams actually having a certain amount of depth, being on form. It's not a case of, is it New Zealand, Australia, South Africa? It's definitely not Australia.
No, there's a reason that they're 14 or 15 to 1 to win the World Cup. Yeah. So, bookies have given them about a 7% chance of winning. The Springboks, on the other hand, at 9 to 2 offer good value. But I've got a feeling that those teams, the team that come close to the tournament, and then you get the world looking at rugby, and especially uneducated punters. Yeah. The punters are notorious favorite backers. So I would be very surprised if we don't see money coming in for New Zealand, shortening them from 13 to 10 into about 11 to 10. Really? Yeah. Sure. Because the uneducated gambler will always go with the favorite. They're the All Blacks, so they haven't looked at the recent lack of success. Yeah,
they don't really have prior knowledge to the last few years either. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. And in terms of the Northern Hemisphere sides,
for me, England.
Definitely
England. For me, them and the Springboks should be favourite for the World Cup. Okay. Based on what I've seen, if you're looking at recent form, you get a lot of old brand betting baggage, I call it, with the All Blacks. It's the 13 to 10. There's no way they should be 13 to 10. They should be around 7 to 4. Yeah. In terms of betting.
But they've just been given.
But they've been given based on the last 10 years, based on the fact they're the All Blacks. Yeah. So markets are slow to correct to that stuff. So there may be some value created around the teams other than the All Blacks.
I haven't actually explored the different ways to bet necessarily on a tournament like the World Cup, but can you bet on things like a team making the semis or a team being knocked out in the quarters? So would you be putting any money on those sort of things, like certain sides to make the quarterfinals, to make the semifinals, or like a big team to get knocked out in the pool stages?
Well, the odds are pretty limited in terms of, for New Zealand to make the quarters would probably be about 1 to 20, 5% return on your money. The box. So there's 8. So there wouldn't be much. It'd be the semi-finals. But then I'd rather just focus my bets on teams making the winning it. Then you can lay those bets off. As if you've got South Africa, you put 4,000 rand to win 18 for them to win. You can look at recovering some of that money in the final. And I'll teach that's Jedi crap. I won't teach you that on day one. Yeah. That's pretty advanced.
Next week's stuff.
No. Easy, Tonto. No, that's somewhere down the line. But I'm quite excited by the fact that you've been roped in to do this, and
me too.
You still have that bright-eyed and bushy-tailed look. You haven't been run over by a bad bet.
Yeah, I just haven't lost too much. So well, just that one cancelled It's about the worst of it so far.
Yeah, so you still very much haven't lost your cherry with losing a bet, or have you lost a bet? Oh, you lost
I
the
lost, I mean,
Burns
yeah,
bet.
but I lost $50, so
Okay. Yeah, it should be quite fun. With the World Cup kicking off next week, we'll certainly be doing a video a week, and next week you can share with everybody what your bets are for the World Cup.
Cool.
Cool, I look forward to seeing it.
Awesome.
Thanks, Ollie.